Hello and welcome to the 10-day Build Your Handstand program. I've been waiting to offer this for so long, and the reason why is I love helping people get from point A to point B and surprising themselves at what they are capable of. Now, this training is systematically designed in a 10-day format to progressively build the appropriate skills so that you can balance consistently in a straight handstand. Now, there will be variations and modifications for all levels appropriate. So if you are on the beginner, I have never done handstand, never even tried, there is going to be the right skill sets, the right training for you. And if you're all the way on the other end of the spectrum, I'm already balancing handstand, what else is there? Well, you might be working towards a press handstand or leg variation. And I'm going to provide you with the necessary skills to bridge all the gaps in what you might be missing in your handstand that would help you get to those press handstands and handstand variations. This is particularly appropriate for all levels because I'm going to be offering the foundational, important drills that will give you the appropriate strength and proprioceptive capabilities. Neurologically, you'll understand where your body is in space. This is the biggest thing that most people struggle with when they go upside down. Understanding where their body is in space. And that's why the legs tend to drift back. We tend to have a banana back. There tends to be this feeling like you're balancing for a moment maybe, but then your feet hit the wall. Or some of you are practicing at the wall and it feels like your feet are magnetized to the wall and you can't get them off. Why is that? Well, I'm going to go over all of this with you throughout the 10 days, and we're going to undo any bad habits and redo them so that you have good sound habits that are going to actually provide you with a consistent, balanced handstand. And that's really the idea here, is that this is a system that is going to provide that consistency in your handstand. There is, of course, many ways to approach a practice like handstand or anything else in your body. This one is rooted in anatomical techniques that I've learned through biomechanics and study of anatomy, but also through the study of acrobatics. Acrobatic handstands are some of the most profound handstands because if you think about it, they're trying to do handstands on top of other people doing handstands, on top of other people doing handstands. They're designed to stack, the word acro coming from high. So designed to be able to do handstands at high levels, high up. And if you are to do a handstand at a high up height, you definitely don't want to be falling out. You want to know that that is predictable as standing on your 2 feet, right? So in order to get to that point, we have to have the building blocks. Just like learning to walk, you have to have the right building blocks, which is going to be strength and technique that's going to get you upside down confidently. Now, if you have fear, that's where the strength and technique are even more important, because strength and technique, of course, build the posture, but fear about handstand means that your body is intelligent enough to not put you in a posture that would potentially injure you, right? So it holds you back. Now, fear is a good thing because it slows us down, and if we allow it, gives us the time to reassess and say, hey, maybe I have to learn something here. And that is what we'll be doing in these 10 days, learning everything you need to know about handstand, not just from an intellectual standpoint, but we'll be practicing every single day. So day one is going to start with a foundational warm-up sequence, okay? So that warm-up sequence is going to give you all the joint mobilization, muscle strengthening that you need that will be repeated daily. And then we'll add on each day with different elements. We'll include things like wrist strength, and then we'll move on to shoulder rib cage alignment, making sure that you understand what a vertical line is in your body. Of course, intellectually, you get what a straight line is, but getting it in the physical form is very challenging. And most people think, well, it's, my body type or versus someone else's body type. The straight line upside down, everyone that has that has trained intensely in order to learn how to align shoulder muscles. Just like you had to learn how to stand up straight, you have to learn how to stand up straight on your hands. It doesn't just happen. And for most people, the latissimus dorsi muscle is tight, causing the spine to arch. The shoulder muscles like the trapezius and the serratus anterior are weak and disabling us from finding a straight line. Core muscles might be weak. There's a wide variety of musculature that has to be repatterned for us to be able to do a straight line right side up and upside down. Most of us can do it fairly well right side up, right? And then upside down, we've kind of lost it. But I guarantee everyone here has the capability to be able to do a straight handstand. It's just a matter of building the right strength with the right technique, but most of all, the appropriate proprioception, or body awareness, in other words. Okay. So this training is designed to help you with that proprioception, the appropriate strength, and flexibility. We'll make sure that you get into your best handstand yet. That's guaranteed. So if you would like to dive into this 10-day training with me and this group of people, let me tell you a little bit about what you can expect. There are 2 live stream workshops. Those live stream workshops happen on day 2 and day 10. So day 1, we're going to start with our foundational sequence that you're going to repeat throughout the whole 10 days. On day 2, we're going to do an hour and a half workshop giving you all the specific skills that you will need to understand throughout the week, making sure that you know how to do the drills right. And if you know how to do the drills right, then it's just a matter of repeating them, and that will build the strength and the proprioception that we need. Okay, so then each day, if you sign up within the first 24 hours, by the way, on day 3, you will get a Zoom coaching session. It's a group coaching session where I'm going to assess your practice, where you are in your body and in your handstand pursuits. Some of you will just be doing plank pose, while others of you will be working towards a press handstand. So I will be asking you to demonstrate for me, so I can just show you some basic things with either your hands, your wrist, your elbows, your shoulders, your rib cage alignment, or whatever it might be, weight shifting. I'll give you the exact thing to focus on throughout this week in training with us so that you get the most out of this course. Now, once we are finished with day 3, we'll move on to the rest of the course, building progressively towards doing things like understanding weight shifting and balance, understanding strength of the hands, strength of the shoulders, the elbows, the wrist, so on and so forth, understanding alignment, and then how to get into a handstand when you feel like your weight is all in your feet and you're feel heavy, my hips are too big, whatever. There's all these things that we have stories in our head that we can't go upside down. I'm going to teach you the skill sets and the drills that will get you there. That's the best part, is that you don't have to do much but show up, and I will do the rest for you. I'll give you everything that you need so long as you show up, okay? You'll learn how to utilizing props like the wall, like chairs, like blocks, all different props that we will use to get into your handstand and practice learning how to start working with a wall appropriately so it doesn't build bad habits but builds great habits. And then from that wall drills, we'll then learn how to do more dynamic entries into handstand. Like, how do you jump into a handstand? Are there mechanics that make jumping more easily? Yes, there are, which we know. But for most of us, we feel really heavy in our feet, and there's a reason for that. And we'll address that, and I'll make sure that you start to understand how to get lighter in your feet so that it feels easier to get up. And it's not about body weight, and it's not about proportions. It's about biomechanics and techniques, and of course some strength and flexibility involved in that as well. But mostly it's really the know-how, and that's what I love to provide. It's the know-how. So this training is a systematic approach. That means I'm designing it specifically with a step-by-step format. So I'll give you a little bit of this, you'll repeat that, I'll add on to that, you'll repeat that, we'll add on to that, and we'll keep adding on until you have built your handstand. Just like building anything like a house or whatever you might be, there are steps, there is timing, and as we unfold the steps, you will start to see how handstand goes from impossible to absolutely possible to actually accessible. We are going to have daily assignments for accountability purposes and also inspiration purposes. So what I will be doing is providing you with a drill, and then I'll tell you this one is the one that we're going to focus on today, and you're going to take a photo or a video, submit it to the Facebook group. We're all going to review it, high five each other, and if there's any feedback that I can provide, I will. And if it's something globally where most people are doing something, I can then address it in the next day's training. So as I'm reviewing day 1, I can assess and present something and change my format for day 2 so that this group in particular gets the most out of this training. Okay, I can't wait to share this with you. Make sure you sign up. And again, first 24 hours gets that bonus Zoom coaching call. So get signed up right now, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.